And I show you a picture, and you tell me what you see. Right. So the maturity level is the same as high school students. It's a mushroom, people. All right. How many of you have ever seen the movie The Matrix? All right, so maybe more than half of us. All right, for those who haven't seen the movie The Matrix, there's a scene in the very beginning of the film where the main character is presented with two pills, one blue and one red, and he has to make a choice. If he chooses the blue pill, he'll fall asleep, and when he wakes up, everything will be exactly the way it's always been. If he chooses the red pill, he'll finally learn the truth. And I'm here today to give you that red pill. But let me make this very clear to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to tell you how to think, how to feel, and I'm certainly not here to tell you what to eat. I'm simply here to provide you with information. And what you do with that information is solely up to you. So, what does the Matrix look like? Let me show you. Now, despite what you might be thinking, these two circles are not equal. I repeat, these two circles are not equal. One is in fact larger than the other. What I need you to do is determine which one that is. So, please raise your hand if you believe the blue circle is larger than the red. Alright. Please raise your hand if you believe the red circle is larger than the blue. Alright, very good. Now, before I said anything about these two circles, what was your first instinct? Equal, right? Because they look equal. And the reason why they look equal is because, in fact, they are equal. These two circles are identical. Yet I got just about every one of you to raise your hand and say that they're not. So what do we learn? That you can be manipulated like that to believe in something that goes against your natural instinct.
Right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Diggy Tooblack. Boys and girls. Little monkey people. Right. Today we're going to go into symbols again. And I think this video explains it better. Very nice. So we're going to go back to the beginning. And let's see if we can show it better. Here we go.
Tell me what you see.
Right. Everything is thought. We keep saying everything is thought and everything is perception. You see what you want to see, i.e. you create your own reality. Alright? So you can take a mushroom and it could be anything you want it to be. In your brain anyway, because everything is imagination. Right? So that's the trick. People put seeds in your mind and then you just build up whatever you imagine, depending on the training that you've taken in. Alright?
Right. So the maturity level is the same as high school students. It's a mushroom, people. Alright. How many of you have ever seen the movie The Matrix? Alright, so maybe more than half of us.
Right, for little boys and little girls who haven't seen something called The Matrix, it's a film in green about a character called the neocortex.
Those who haven't seen the movie The Matrix, there's a scene in the very beginning of the film where the main character is presented with two pills, one blue and one red, and he has to make a choice.
Right, blue pill, red pill. You get your right brain and your left brain. You can choose to use your right brain or your left brain.
If he chooses the blue pill, he'll fall asleep, and when he wakes up, everything will be exactly the way it's always.
If you choose to use the left brain, you'll remain asleep and everything will carry on as usual.
If he chooses the red pill, he'll finally learn the truth.
If you choose the red pill, if you choose the right to use your right side of the brain, you wake up like we have. And then everybody else gets to be in the matrix and you can see everything and you can see how silly it is.
And I'm here today to give you that red pill. But let me make this very clear to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to tell you how to think, how to feel, and I'm certainly not here to tell you what to eat. I'm simply here to provide you with information. And what you do with that information is solely up to you. So, what does the matrix look like? Let me show you.
Boom. That's how the matrix looks like. Alright? With a white line in the middle. It's a division symbolism. Okay? So, someone's going to try and convince you that you're either red, which is usually, who are they? A Republican or a Democrat, or Labour or Conservative, or Christian or Muslim, or Catholic or a Protestant, or a Shia or a Muslim, or whatever division, or, yeah, black or white. All right? Some will try and convince you to take a side. It's called a false dilemma. Don't take any sides with anyone who tells you you're either with us or against us. Okay? I'm not with you, right? I'm not against you, right? I just want you to F off.
Now, despite what you might be thinking, these two circles are not equal. I repeat, these two circles are not equal. One is in fact larger than the other.
Now, this character here, for purpose of this talk, he could be a corporate police enforcer, or your magician, your priest, your persecutor, right? So now you're in the matrix. Now you need to know how it's done. It's a very simple trick. Okay? So here we go.
What I need you to do is determine which one that is. So, please raise your hand if you believe the blue circle is larger than the red.
Right. Raise your hand if you believe a Christian is righter than the Muslim, or a Muslim is righter than the Christian, or a Catholic is righter than the Protestant, or a Republican is righter than the flipping other one. Ooh, whichever division.
All right. Please raise your hand if you believe the red circle is larger than the blue. All right, very good. Now, before I said anything about these two circles, what was your first instinct? Equal, right? Because they look equal. And the reason why they look equal is because, in fact, they are equal.
Right. That's a reality. We all know what the real is, but somehow
two circles are identical. Yet I got just about every one of you to raise your hand and say that they're not. So what did we learn? That you can be manipulated like that to believe in something that goes against your natural instincts. Just imagine as a child you're taught that the blue circle is larger than the red. If you say it enough times, you convince yourself that's the truth.
Now, since you're born, people have been filling your brain with bullshit and nonsense. And they start you young. Because psychologically, they need to get you before you're 5. And then train you until you're 7. Because when you're 7, you hit your 7th chakra. Okay? And whatever you experience there is going to impress on your DNA. So the things you believe when you're 7 years old tend to carry on into adulthood if you don't remove the training. Right? So you need to unplug from this matrix.
If you're told the lie enough times, it becomes part of your reality.
If you're told that there is some guy in a uniform or a black robe or a cloak, okay, that's got authority over you, that he got the authority from some god, you see. Or if you're told to believe that your culture is the right one and everybody else is wrong, or your religion or your politics, you see, that is the training.
And if enough people are taught that lie, that the blue circle is larger than the red, well, now it becomes part of the culture. And if that culture then passes that misinformation along to the next generation, well, now it becomes tradition.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
You can't handle the truth! Okay, now, the reason for this talk today is because I've come across this thing that is shocking. I've never heard anything like it in my life. I don't watch television, so I don't see the news. I don't know what goes on out there. But I've come across this thing, that there's a car in space. And actually somebody believes that there is a car in space. I mean, I know people have been dumped down, but please. And then the guy who's supposed to have sent this car in space, how else can I find him? Here he is. Oh my goodness. Oh, where is he? Idiot.
And Elon said several times that they didn't do anything at all special to prepare this car for going out into space.
Right.
And of course, by not doing that and just keeping all the stock equipment on there and everything.
Right. Stock equipment of the car. Just produced a regular car and sent it to space. And somebody believed this, people. Hollywood. I mean, what are people smoking out there? If that's possible, why do they spend so much money with this shuttle business? Why not send a few cars, maybe 10 cars with 10 astronauts? dressed in their suits. And they can drive around in space, pick a few rocks, and come back and tell us about it.
Radiant heat from the sun would have heated this thing up to about 260 degrees Celsius.
I mean, the tires would explode in a vacuum. Who are these people? Here it is. Here's a picture of it. So if anybody's seen this thing about somebody who's driving a car in space, or there's a car in space, it's not real.
My wife's just like, look, if something looks
people need
fake,
to grow up.
It is fake. And it's pretty simplistic, but it's true. If something looks fake, it is fake.
It's fake.
Had to do truth is...
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Next question from Marcia Dunn.
Oh, here we go.
Associated Press.
Here we go.
Marcia,
Check this out.
MP. What was going through your mind? How amazed were you to see your roadster up there with Starman just cruising along with the Blue Planet? And how long will we be getting live views, do you think, from the car?
Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible.
A piece of bare metal in space under constant sunlight can get as hot as 260 degrees Celsius.
And but we didn't really test any of those materials for, is it space hardened or whatever,
What the fuck does that mean? Whatever, a space hardened. Who the fuck is this guy? I mean, who believes this stuff?
So it just has the same seats that...
Same seats. The seats will explode in a vacuum, you idiot.
In space. Which I kind of like the absurdity of that.
A piece of bare metal in space.
There is no car in space, people. Okay? And enough is enough. For me, I can't stand this stuff. I don't know how people watch this news and actually put up with it. Right, I'm going to go back to my stuff. Here we go. There's a car in space. Number one, there is no space. If you want to believe in space, then that's Star Trek business, yes. In Hollywood, somebody has a car in space. I can't even talk about it. Anyway, the point of the matter is that everything you see in Hollywood is false, right? Everything. It's an illusory world. There's nothing real in Hollywood. There's nothing real you're going to see in the cube. By cube, I mean television or magazine, anything square. You'll never see any truth in it. So everything you've seen on TV or your magazines or your mass media is a lie, which means it's false. It's not real. Right? Now, everyone with so-called celebrity status in Hollywood is a deceiver because it's part of the fraternity, right? Now, before you become celebrity, you have to go through the rituals, which means you have to give allegiance to these people and go through the hazing. It could be anything, but they do the one where you need to die and resurrect. So you're going to be put in a tomb, or that's going to be reenacted with a whole bunch of men around you. You're going to do your sex rituals. So you could be asked to do anything to do with sex and to reveal your deepest secrets to the boys. And then you could be asked to drink something from a very unusual container. You're going to do unusual things to get in. But once you get in, then you take the oath of silence. And then you become rich. You don't become rich. What you do get is access to wealth. Right? And then you get celebrity status. And then you go down. Eventually, if you do very well, okay, eventually you get down on your knees and place your hands on the ground and bow down before your chosen God, if you will. If you do that, you get a star. All right? It's called the Walk of Fame. And from then, the people who supported you, okay, will keep your name alive. They'll make movies, they write books forever. All right? That's the game. So they'll keep your image up. So in 10 years' time, they'll raise another story, and it'll keep going on forever. And the stories will revolve around sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Okay? Right. Now, where are we? broadcast. You gotta talk about broadcasting, right? What these people are doing is broadcasting. That's all they're doing.
But we didn't really test any of those materials for, is it space hardened or whatever.
Space hardened or whatever.
So it just has the same seats that like a normal car has.
He sounds like a genius, doesn't he?
In space.
No, he sounds like a twat. Genius my ass. A normal car in space. And somebody bought this shit. And, no. Ladies and gentlemen, little boys and girls, monkey people, there is no space. Nobody ever been to the moon. There is no space. There's, oh, God. It's all an act, all right? The biggest deception, right? Broadcasting. What they're doing is broadcasting. They're getting a whole bunch of people to act in their plays, their acts. And most people still are. The people who are in the Matrix. You're part of the acting. You're part of the actors without knowing it. Because the point is this. If I convince you that there is a man on the moon, and you believe it, then you start conversating about that, or making conversation about that. That there is a man on the moon, and you're going to teach your children there's a man on the moon, and they'll teach their children. So it's very, very quick and sharp the way it's done. So if I stop you, if you happen to be a tax collector, for instance, and I work for a private for-profit corporation that needs to make a little bit of profit this year, up the budget, and I'm wearing my new Hitler Youth Boys in Black uniform, and I have a whole bunch of weapons around my waist, and I stop you on the road and ask you, are you the driver of the vehicle? And you say yes, you're already in my jurisdiction, so that's, yeah, I can start charging you from then on. That's how quick it is in the Matrix. So the people who wish to stay asleep, you keep sleeping. Yep, it's a red pill or the blue pill time, right? Now, the good thing about our buddies, and the good thing about the rules of the game, is that they have to show who they are. They can't just do it randomly, right? So they have to show who they are and which order they rep, right? So which order do they represent? That's the question. So what they're going to do is they're going to put out the symbols as usual. So all you have to do is look at the symbols, and and they're everywhere. You see, now it's pretty easy because it's just everywhere. Once you wake up, you see them everywhere, and they can't get away with it anymore because you see it. However, the trouble, because we're in the Matrix, and the trouble is the agents, people who are still asleep, and they actually protect the Matrix in various ways, sometimes unwittingly, but they still do it. All right? So what are the signs? Okay. That's planetary, by the way. Right, the biggest deception. Now, because our friends understand the nature of things, they understand the division. Initially there was one. One became two. But one becoming two simply means that you have your positive and negative charge and discharge. Okay? And then this acts as a like a piston, and the energies go up and down, up and down. That's where you get your sine wave. It's not very good, is it? Let me get. Oh yeah. Right, circle. That's better. You see that? That's a sine wave. So if that was positive and negative, that would be positive and negative. Or just a representation of it in a different way. Right. If you want to apply this to life, it simply means that sometimes life is good, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes you're very happy, and sometimes you're very sad. The point is to try and maintain this equilibrium and stay in the middle. If it's represented this way sometimes, and the energies flow like that, so if this was your spine, one pillar would be positive, one pillar would be negative. Okay, so this will be your lowest chakra and your highest chakra. Your Ida and your Pingala, your twin towers, positive and negative. And if you can call it neutral, in the middle, Shishumna, maybe, neutral in the middle, positive and negative. Right? Now, if you understand that that's all there is to it, and all you need to do is to understand how energies move and to manipulate energies, you don't need the three methods of control, which is culture, politics, and religion. You won't be conflicting, trying to figure out things in this false dilemma, because the false dilemma is created when somebody tells you something that doesn't even exist, and then you start pondering on it. Right, the things that don't exist are fictions, right? Hollywood is fiction. It's make-believe. Right? Politics is fiction. It's make-believe. Alright? Religion is fiction. It's make-believe. Then there's no white people with angels flying around in heaven that you're going to join them if you go and do what the Catholic priest tells you to do. Okay. Right, where are we? Get distracted with this crap. Right, now, the point is that the people who are in control have the knowledge of how to manipulate energy. And how, more importantly, how to manipulate people, right? So for those of you who are still in the matrix, 2018, I think you need to take the red or the blue pill. Take the blue pill and stay in the illusion and believe in the tell a lie vision. Take the red pill and then your eyes will open and you'll be able to see all these things right in front of you. They won't be able to cheat you or lie to you anymore. Alright? So where are we? Right, so 1 became 2. So that's the energies that's going on, and then 3 and then 4. Alright? So for our friends, the first thing they're Let's start, what they're going to do is this one. Let's see the symbols. Let's begin from here. Okay, from here. Obviously, you understand the circle and the 4 points. Cardinal points. As above, so below. As within, so without. As above, so below could be seen as polarity, having correspondence. So polarity, male and female, could be, it's all the same principle. Could be rhythm, ebb and flow, good and evil, God and the devil, male and female, right? As above, so below. If you divide the 7, so it goes into 1, 1, 1, 1, so the 7 chakras, so you can just do the mentalism, so that whatever you think, okay, you're going to end up, it's going to manifest physically at some point. So for instance, if you think about I don't know, football all the time, it's going to manifest physically in the sense that you might feel like going out and playing football, for instance. So what you think is what's going to happen eventually. So if you wake up in the morning and all you think about is alcohol, by the evening, chances are you will be drinking alcohol, you see. If you wake up in the morning and the first thing you think about is I want sex today, by the evening, if you work at it, you'll probably be doing that. If you wake up in the morning thinking I want to have some money in the evening and you spend your whole day doing that, you probably end up with money in the evening. The point is, whatever is up there, if you work on it, it's going to manifest down here. So the point is, what is going on in your thoughts? What are you thinking about? What are you trying to achieve? All right? So whatever it is you're trying to achieve doesn't matter. In the sense that the energies don't discriminate. You see. So if you say energy is the sun, then the sun shines on the righteous and the wicked equally. Alright? So the sun doesn't discriminate. It's going to shine on you whether you're doing what's called evil or whether you're doing good. Okay? That's why the buddies, the Roma people, as long as they show what they're doing and people go in with their own consent, then the karma is clean. That's why there's advertising. Okay? So that you take yourself into it. Okay, that's why they put this guy with a space car on the television. Right? You can put any stupid thing and you'll believe it. As long as it's on TV, people will believe it. Okay? As long as it's on mass media. I mean, I don't watch this stuff because it's so ridiculous. I can't believe this one, actually. I mean, this is the first I've seen. Normally, the reason I stopped watching television is because it became repetitious. Like the same stuff over and over again. However, I have never ever seen anything like this one. This one takes the piss. That somebody sent a car, which is not customized, a stock car, and they send it into the space. The space that doesn't exist to begin with. And people believed them. You see, that's the worst part. Right. So, steps. Now, if you imagine the 2 pillars, and then you get 33, and that's 33 spinal column, 33 bones in there, right? The task is for you, if this was, let's say, your melon head, and that was your spine, and then you get 33 bones. Now at the base of your spine you have a light. In your pineal you have a light as well.